Phantom leapers, witches' bargains, and a cave whispered to be haunted. This is Surrey's most mysterious story. Hello everyone! Our story begins here at the Devil's Jumps, 3 striking hills that rise out of the Surrey Heath. At first, they just look like ridges, but for centuries they have been wrapped in folklore. Today we'll explore phantom leapers, thunder gods and witches. And when we're done here, we'll follow the path into the woods to Mother Ludlam's cave, where the legend turns properly haunting. The jumps are nothing more than 3 ridges. They go by the name of high jump, middle jump and stony jump. Now, high jump and middle jump are on private land, so they cannot be visited. There is an issue, we cannot go up there. So you can see right behind me, there's a sign that says private property, no trespassing. They do not tower like mountains, but they stand proud, and people have always wondered how they came to be. One of the oldest stories doesn't mention the devil at all, but the fairy folk. According to local legends, you could whisper into the stone. You could borrow tools, something like, a cauldron. But one man failed to return the tool that he borrowed, so the lending stopped. In folklore, breaking a bargain with the underworld is one of the worst things you could do. And then there's Spring-Heeled Jack. Now, if you haven't heard of him, he is possibly one of Victorian England's strangest stories. Sightings began in London in the 1830s. A tall figure with glowing red eyes, clawed hands, and the ability to jump impossible distances. Some said demon, some said ghost. Today is sometimes classed as a cryptid like Mothman or Bigfoot, a creature that straddles folklore and rumour. And some of these stories place him here. I mean, the Devil's Jumps look ready-made for a phantom leaper. Another legend states that the leaping noise grew so loud that a sky god, sometimes identified with Thor, threw a massive boulder down from the sky to silence the racket. Another version of the story is that the devil was making so much noise while digging out the devil's punch bowl that he woke up Thor, who was living apparently in Thursley, as Thursley means Thor's rest. There was a battle of epic proportions, and Thor threw a massive boulder at the devil to make him stop. This boulder here is often pointed out as the boulder that Thor threw at the devil. Ow, ow, ooh, ow, brambles, ow, ow. There's nothing inside. Now, something worth mentioning, atop of middle jump, right there, hidden between the trees, in the 1800s, there was an observatory built on top. Richard Christopher Carrington, the astronomer who recorded the great solar flare of 1859, chose this spot to watch the skies. Science and superstition sharing the same ridge. But these tales of thunder gods and phantom leapers all lead back to one woman. To find her, we need to follow the path away from the hills and into the woods, to the cave, where her story still lingers. Behind me is Mother Ludlam's cave, the heart of the story. And some say the most haunted place in the valley. The cave isn't just an empty hollow. A natural spring rises here, and it has been flowing steadily for centuries. Monks from nearby Waverley Abbey recorded it as Ludwell, the bubbling spring. When their supply ran dry, they diverted this one through an aqueduct to the abbey. They even dedicated this to St Mary, calling it St Mary's Well. The cave was formed naturally by the spring, and you can see the erosion marks right here in the cave. Look at this. This is amazing. And they used to have seats here on the side. And here some marble channeling was found. And that is where the water was channeled and people could drink from it. It was said to have healing properties. This is where it collapsed. Mother Ludlam lived here. She was remembered as a healer, and she was called the White Witch of Waverley. She owned a great copper cauldron, and she lent it to her neighbours as long as it was returned. A day, a stranger came, and he wanted to borrow her cauldron. And she said no, because there was something strange about him, something that she didn't trust. Well, she was right not to trust him, because he stole the cauldron and bounded away. And every leap he took and every place he landed on created a hill. And these are what they're now called the Devil's Jumps. But he couldn't keep it. Some say that the cauldron grew too heavy, or that Mother Ludlam actually caught up with him. Well, in a way or another, the cauldron ended up at St Mary's Church in Frensham, and it is still here today. But a cave isn't just a place of legend. People have said that this place is haunted. Strange lights flickering inside, shadows moving against the bars, and a woman's voice whispering in the dark. And some say that there is also some poltergeist activity happening here. Like, oh my gosh, I just saw a white shadow like just whiz in front of me. And there are some rumors about poltergeist activity, like stones thrown around, and the sense that someone or something is watching. There is a feeling that something or someone doesn't want you here. I'm not feeling this, but my equipment seemed to be going a little bonkers since I got in. You see? He's going red and then he's shutting down. Why are you shutting down? The sign at the front of it says, Mother Ludlam is waiting for you at the end of the cave. Was it your shadow that I saw earlier on my right, moving from here down to the front of the cave near the gate? Now, in the olden days, when people went to visit Mother Ludlam, before they left, they turned around 3 times, made a wish, and their wish was granted the next day. Thank you, Mother Ludlam. I'll see you soon. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give us a thumb up, and I shall see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.